YouTube.
We are the costume department here at A Filthy Lie.
It's gonna be our first episode ever, if you can't tell.
We've each been challenged to make a mask that is of a known character in a different era.
So my concept with the mask was originally to do like Batman in the Victorian era, and then I remembered Mike Mignola developed this character called Zoola Queen of the Bat People, and she is awesome and I want to be her in real life. So I decided to make her into a cool mask. There was never any colored version of it that I saw, so I just kind of made up the colors, kind of an albino bat vibe.
One of my favorite genres ever since I was a kid has got to be monster sci-fi. So I was thinking about classic sci-fi monsters, and obviously the first mask that popped into my head was the Predator. Now looking at it, it kind of instantly reminds me of this classic Venetian mask called the Zawartka, with its lack of a mouth and that sort of scoop to the front of its face. So I think I'm gonna get a paintball mask off of the internet that I've seen of a Predator, chop the bottom part off. I'll represent its tendril / dreads by making some triangles of tooled leather, and then I'll wrap those with some parade leader braid to get that same effect as the wrapped hair. That's my plan. Let's see how it goes.
The mask that I decided to do was sort of like a Baroque style mask and doing Dr. Bloom, and I basically just chose that because I saw these really cool masks online that people were doing as blind masks, and I just started doing some research as to what supervillains don't have eyes, and I went with Mr. Bloom because it was just a better aesthetic, and that's the only reason. I don't really know much about the character, but that doesn't matter because he's got a cool face, and that's my reason, and that's good enough for me.
I really miss raving. It's been a long time that we've been in COVID, so I definitely wanted to make a mask that would look hilarious as sort of a rave mask. And I was like, what would be totally random and funny and trippy? And I'm very into tentacles because they're tentacular. So I thought, why not do Davy Jones' mask from Pirates of the Caribbean, but like if he was a raver, aka Ravey Jones.
glued the teeth to the central flower, but then I flailed and those broke off. But when I went to reattach them, I actually wound up finding a positioning I liked better anyway. My dad once told me something like, artistry isn't found in your skill of creation, but in how you fix your mistakes.
If I was gonna do it again, I probably wouldn't have attached the mask to the hat so soon. It became such a cumbersome thing to move around, and especially with the wings and everything. But ultimately, I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out, and the hat as a base is way more convenient than I thought it would ever be.
I feel like with this mask, what I realized is that sometimes with certain masks, you really need to have the entire package, because you'll see here that in the photograph, the final photograph, I did use a hat. And I think it would have been cool to actually really been able to work on the hat as well.
All in all, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think if I had a bit more time, I would fiddle with the straps and make it fit my head a bit better. And I would actually sculpt the entire face if I could, just to make it sit snug to my head a little better. But in the end, I'm really happy with how these two aesthetics came together.
We hope you enjoyed it.
Let us know what you want to see more of in the comment section down below.
Hit the like button, wherever that is.
And hit subscribe, because we'll be back for more videos.
Happy Halloween!
Halloween!